Hi, I'm Allie Merriam. It's Friday, April 12th, and here are the biggest headlines on Pop Sugar right now. Tom Cruise's press tour for his April 19th release, Oblivion, took him to Jimmy Kimmel Live last night, and the actor was in top form. Telling Jimmy about his fun but exhausting trip around the globe, he shared a great tale about being in Dublin and what two genealogical researchers there found out about his Irish ancestors, the Cruises.
I found out like my ancestors were the rulers of North Ireland. And
of course they were.
Of course they were.
Well, your ancestors could have been peasants.
They said, look, I said, please, they said you can't make this up. There was a town, they owned a town called Hollywood.
Really?
Yes.
And how's this for a dream cast? Rachel McAdams and Emma Stone are making a movie with Bradley Cooper. Deadline reports that Rachel is in talks to join Bradley and Emma in Almost Famous director Cameron Crowe's next movie, which is apparently a romantic comedy. Shooting starts in October. And The Office writer and star BJ Novak will be keeping busy as his series comes to an end. He just scored a 2-book deal with Knopf Publishers that the New York Times reports is in the 7-figure range. His first book will be out next year, and BJ is now following even more closely in the footsteps of his father, William Novak, who has ghostwritten many a celebrity autobiography, including those for Magic Johnson and Nancy Reagan. Heidi Klum is prepping for a big milestone. The German supermodel is today's guest on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and in the episode speaks about how she and her friends will celebrate her upcoming 40th birthday with a very unique party. Here's Heidi telling Ellen all about it.
Everyone has to show up in a hat, so it's all girlfriends of mine,
right.
And everyone has to wear a crazy hat. So we all have to think about making a hat or finding a great hat, and so we're all going to sit around with like some fancy hats on, which I think is fun.
Well, you're going to come up with the most creative hat, don't you think? You've got,
It's a challenge for me.
That's fantastic.
I'm better.
All right, well,
I try really hard.
I want you, I'm sure you'll come up with a better one, but we came up with one. We heard about the party.
Oh.
So we have a hat.
You should wear it.
No, it's for you. It says Supermom, and it's also a life preserver.
Today's top story is all about Gwyneth Paltrow, who has switched gears from promoting her new cookbook, It's All Good, to showing off her upcoming movie, Iron Man 3. This morning, both Gwyneth and Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr., attended a photo call for their action movie in Munich. And Robert paid homage to the Bavarian setting by wearing lederhosen, though Gwyneth stuck with a little white dress from Kaufman Franco. Gwyneth linked up with Robert for the European press tour, and last night they fueled up for all the hard work ahead by having a traditional Bavarian meal at Spatenhaus, right in the center of the city. The last month has seen Robert tackling engagements for the film in Moscow, Seoul, and Beijing, and now he'll have Gwyneth's company as they bring the picture to London and Paris. The London premiere was actually moved back a day to April 18th to accommodate the April 17th funeral for Margaret Thatcher in London.
Things are different now. I have to protect the one thing that I can't live without. That's you. Mr. Starr. Today is the first day of what's left of your life.
And Iron Man fans are in for a very big treat this weekend. Sunday's MTV Movie Awards will air an extended scene from the film. Last week saw Gwyneth in Los Angeles and New York City as she talked up her book, It's All Good. During her time in New York, Gwyneth swung by both Good Morning America and the Dr. Oz show. In yesterday's conversation with Dr. Oz, Gwyneth took on critics who say that her elimination diet theories adversely affect her kids.
What it is that my son has very bad eczema, and he's allergic to gluten, and he's allergic to cow dairy. And so I try at home to make everything gluten-free for him, because the difference in his comfort is unbelievable when he's sticking to his, what he's meant to be eating.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get some of this stuff. Like, they say don't give my kids carbs, and I'm like feeding them seaweed. I have no idea. But no, they eat Oreos too, and they're normal kids.
Promoting a book and a movie, of course, means we're seeing a lot of Gwyneth, including on the cover of the May issue of Harper's Bazaar, in which she makes rare public statements about her husband, Chris Martin, saying that they're becoming more and more alike as their marriage progresses. And the traveling will continue for Gwyneth. After her tour of Europe with Robert, they'll be together in LA at the end of April for the big US premiere ahead of Iron Man 3's debut in the US on May 3rd. I'm Allie Merriam. Thanks.